So you might wonder, why am I taking away from my business and showing people how to send their watch to Rolex?
Okay, I received this Rolex Sea Dweller from a client, and it needs a ton of work, like overhaul service, polishing. He damaged the bezel, so he needs a new insert, needs a new crystal. He also needs links. I looked at the links and I took 2 of the links out because these are aftermarket links. On the aftermarket links, the thread is very short. So the real links, the thread is on the screws a little bit longer. Plus these were fitting really tight with his bracelet. My intention is to send this to Rolex Service Center, and I advise them to do so because with the repairs that he needs, he's probably going to end up coming out better sending to them. If we have to source the crystal, we'd probably pay about $600 to get this bezel. Outside of Rolex, it's probably around $1,400. Of course, with Rolex, you have to fill out one of these forms. Here, you don't have to do this, but you can just include a note with your watch so they know what to do. But if you call them, they'll send you an email immediately with these forms, and you fill out your personal information and then what type of repairs you want them to do. So after I took out the 2 aftermarket links, he's still short. The original bracelet had 12 full links, so we requested 5 links. Service, polishing. Right now the watch is running decent. It's within like 4 to 6 seconds a day, depending on whether it's face up or crown down. The amplitude is a little bit low. It's 235 to 255.
If you do not want to have your Rolex serviced at a place like ours, and you want to send it to Rolex, type in Rolex Service Center and it'll bring up the Rolex Service Center in Dallas. If you call them at that phone number right there, somebody will immediately answer your call and they'll ask you, where do you want to service your watch? Do you want to service it here in Dallas, or do you want to send it on the East Coast? My recommendation is use Dallas. I believe they're a lot faster. The East Coast Service Center handles a lot of the warranty repairs, so I think they're a little bit more busier. And then they will send you an email immediately with just instructions where to ship your watch to, and little form that you can fill out stating what you'd like done to your watch. So it's very simple. As I mentioned earlier, you call them up, they will answer right away. Chances are you'll get to somebody in less than 1 minute. Very simple process. They'll send you one of these emails here with instructions on where to ship it to, and it's Rolex USA. You abbreviate it for insurance purposes. You don't want to spell out Rolex, obviously, on the shipping label. And you send it to their service center in Dallas, Texas. Usually this is it. You'll just get an email like this with an attachment with shipping instructions, and you're free to ship it however you want. I would recommend not using registered mail with the USPS. That's the regular post office that we use here in the United States, and registered mail is very safe, but it is extremely slow. It might take 2 weeks from wherever you are in the US to get your watch to the Dallas Service Center. So I would suggest using FedEx, but they give you this little service request form. It's easy to fill out: name, address, and exactly what you want done to your watch, and you can print that out and include it with your watch. It's as simple as that. Normal circumstances, having your Rolex watch serviced through a center like ours might cost you anywhere between $550 to $750, and even some parts sometimes are rather inexpensive. When you need a lot of parts, it makes sense to send it to them. So it is cheaper for him to actually go through Rolex, because while Rolex service is more expensive than coming to us, when you factor in all the parts, their parts are a lot cheaper because they have them. For us, we'd have to source them, and sometimes it's difficult to get parts from Rolex, and because of that, it's more expensive. So when a watch like his needed links and crystal and bezel, or at least bezel insert, he was just better off sending it to Rolex. So
off to Rolex.